Are you falling into the trap of keeping your money in a regular savings account? Well, take action now to grow your money faster. For today's video, I'm not talking about investing your money into the stock market, a Roth IRA, or even cryptocurrency. In fact, I'm not even talking about investing at all. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. If you're here for crypto news, I promise I'll discuss this week's bloodbath at the end, but I've also put timestamps below for your convenience so you can skip around if you wish. But if you've been a part of this channel for a while now, you've probably heard me talk all about crypto, retirement accounts, and other types of investments. However, maybe investing isn't for you right now at this point in your life, and that's okay. Although I encourage investing as early as possible, I understand that it's not always realistic. Or perhaps you already invest, but you're looking to do something else to grow your wealth. While investing is a key part of growing a retirement nest egg, it doesn't have to be the only part. Well, most of us do business with either a bank or a credit union. Now, these financial institutions usually get us started with simple checking and savings account, and then we go on our merry way without ever looking back. But did you know that a regular savings account is one of the worst places to park your money if you are trying to grow your wealth? According to the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, as of July 17th this year, the average interest rate for regular savings accounts was 0.42%. 0.42%. Ladies and gentlemen, you will never save enough money for retirement if you rely on small rates like that. Now, this is where high-yield savings accounts come in. In layman's terms, it is like your financial institution saving account, but on steroids. These are accounts that offer far greater interest rates on your money than a traditional savings account. These are not offered by all banks or credit unions, but rather they can be found with other financial institutions. For example, if you Google best high-yield savings accounts, you'll find plenty of websites that racks and stacks a variety of choices. All you have to do is do some research to find which one you're comfortable with and then sign up. When I created my high-yield savings account, it literally took only 5, maybe 10 minutes. Now, Dominique and I personally use Marcus for our high-yield savings. Now, this video is not sponsored by Marcus, but we use them because it is backed by the power of banking giant Goldman Sachs. They charge no fees or minimum deposits. They have same-day transfers for up to $100,000 or less to and from other banks, and their support line is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But most importantly, right now they offer a rate that is 8 times the national average, with a sizable annual percentage yield of 4.3%. I've even got a way to make it go up to 5.3%, but you'll have to keep watching to find out how. So when you're choosing a high-yield savings account, it's important to go with one that is a member of the FDIC. Now, this will ensure that your funds are insured and protected up to the limit of $250,000. Like investing, sometimes it is not always about what brings you the highest returns, but what can bring you the most consistent returns over time. There are plenty of institutions that offer higher rates, but it is important for those that choose to do so to read the fine print. Not all high-yield savings accounts are created equal, so that is why it is up to you to do the research. So what are some of the risks of keeping your money in a high-yield savings account? One is that the high interest rates offered on them are typically variable rates and not fixed. This means that they can go up or down at any time based on economic factors. There may be times where your money is only earning 3.75% interest, and there may be times where it earns 5.05%. Additionally, there may be withdrawal limits, which could require extra hoops to jump through. Overall, these can still be great places to park your money, whether it is for a short-term savings fund or the start of your nest egg. But what if you wanted to grow your money with a high interest rate, but have the interest rate remain fixed? Enter the High-Yield Certificate of Deposit, or CD. Now, this is a product that generally offers higher interest rates on your money than a high-yield savings account, but there are a number of other key differences. One of those differences, as mentioned, is a fixed interest rate. But the fixed rate doesn't last forever. There are term limits to how long a certificate of deposit lasts, and during the length of time you choose, the money you put into it is locked up. You see, certificates of deposit are different because they don't function like an account where you can keep adding money to it. CDs require a lump sum of money that you put into it up front, and then that money will not be able to be withdrawn until it matures, which basically means it reaches the end of its lockup period. Of course, it isn't truly locked up, as you can still technically remove the funds, but at the expense of very costly penalty fees and causing the CD to end prematurely. Most banks don't even allow a partial withdrawal for CDs, which is why you should be absolutely sure that you can do without that money for the entire time that it's locked up in the CD. Now, there are a few CDs that have no penalties, such as Synchrony Bank's 11-month no penalty CD, but those are the exception and not the rule. Now, CDs have a wide selection of terms that you can choose from, ranging from as short as 3 months to as long as 60 months. The sweet spot that typically offers the highest interest rates on your money tends to be about 12 months. Now, depending on which financial institution you choose, some CDs also require a minimum deposit, typically $500 or so. So that's the quick introduction to the high yield savings account and certificate of deposit. I'm not saying you need to completely abandon your traditional checking or savings account, but if you're looking into setting aside a portion of your funds, both of these are very viable options that are worth looking into. Of course, no sensible retirement strategy is complete without investing though, so please don't rely solely on any one method. A high yield savings or CD won't be enough on its own. They are merely tools that can help you achieve your short-term and long-term financial goals. Now, as promised, earlier I mentioned how there's a way to get 5.3% on a Marcus by Goldman Sachs high yield savings account. All you need to do is use my referral code, which is linked in the description. That means if you create an account, you will currently get the 4.3% rate plus 1% extra for a total of 5.3%. I myself will also benefit because Marcus will also add an additional 1% to my own account. There are limitations, however, as the 1% bonus is only active for 3 months on both yours and my accounts. However, after that, it will go back down to whatever the going rate is for the high yield savings account. However, there is a way to keep activating 3-month bonus referrals, and it requires you to refer another friend for up to 5 friends per year. Please visit the website to read the full terms of the Marcus referral program, which I've also linked in the description. Again, this video is not sponsored by Marcus or Goldman Sachs, I just really enjoy their financial products. Switching gears back to cryptocurrency news, I'm sure many of you noticed that this week was a particularly painful one, with Bitcoin dropping from over 29,000 down to nearly 25,000, and other cryptocurrencies are taking massive hits as well. Many are wondering what caused the sharp decline, as it was seemingly random. Well, after a bit of research, it turns out that this was the result of a few factors at play. Most notable was the fact that Chinese property developer Evergrande Group, or Evergrande, however it's pronounced, would be filing for Chapter 15 bankruptcy. This led to a growing fear that troubles in China's real estate markets could impact other parts of the global economy. Also not helping the crypto markets, there is a rumor going around from the Wall Street Journal that it appears Elon Musk's space company, SpaceX, has sold all of its Bitcoin holdings, writing off some $373 million. Lastly, it has also been reported that the SEC is in no particular hurry to approve any of the high-profile Bitcoin spot ETF applications, as they now have a 240-day window. This means that some investment firms may be waiting until March or April of next year to hear a decision on applications that they filed this year. Now, given the state of the economy, it is clear that there is a lot of fear and uncertainty, which explains why the markets are behaving this way. Sentiment and emotions are ultimately what drives the market, but once you understand the cycles of human emotion, it eventually stops worrying you. I'm definitely not one of the crypto OGs, as they say, but I have been around in this space long enough to know that short-term price action doesn't spark any fear for me. I've trained myself to expand my timeline horizon and not to trade based on emotions. We've all been there when we first started out. Now, as a long-term investor, I know the importance of dollar cost averaging and buying and holding. If you can program yourself to see a crash as a sale, investing can become a lot easier. The trick is to not do what the herd does and do the opposite. You should get excited at the buying opportunities that present themselves as everyone rushes to panic sell. Buying when everyone else is selling will put you in a powerful position for better returns once things go back up again. Well, that's all for this one, guys. I hope you learned something new today. If you appreciate the hard work that goes into the channel, I would love it if you gave this video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram. Stay tuned for the next finance video, which will be the hotly anticipated how Dominique and I split expenses as a couple. In the meantime, check out my finance playlist to get caught up on all my videos. Catch you all in the next one. See you around.